Why does bias matter in research? Imagine trying to solve a puzzle, but some pieces are shaped differently or are missing. That's what bias can do to research: distort the picture and make it hard to see the full story. When you're evaluating information, especially for school projects or reports, understanding bias helps you spot when something might not be completely honest or accurate. Bias can sneak into research at any stage, from how the study is designed to how the results are interpreted. It can be intentional, like a researcher wanting a certain outcome, or unintentional, like accidentally choosing a non-representative group of people. There are different types of bias to watch out for. Selection bias happens when the group studied isn't a good match for the larger population. For example, if a survey only asks students from one school, the results might not apply to students everywhere. Confirmation bias is when someone favors information that supports their existing beliefs, ignoring facts that don't fit. Observer bias occurs when a researcher's expectations influence how they see or record what happens. Cultural bias is when cultural norms affect how the research is done or understood. Funding bias is when the source of money for a study influences what the results show, often to favor the sponsor. Why does all this matter? Because biased research can lead to wrong conclusions. If you believe something that isn't true because of bias, you might make bad decisions based on that false information. This is especially important when research influences policies, health advice, or business strategies. For students, learning to spot bias helps you evaluate the trustworthiness of sources. When you look at a website or article, ask yourself who funded it, what perspective it might have, and whether other sources agree. Using multiple sources helps you see the full picture and avoid being misled. When reading research studies, check how they chose participants and whether the methods seem fair and balanced. By understanding bias, you become a smarter researcher and evaluator of information. It helps you make sure your projects are based on facts, not skewed opinions. Recognizing bias is a key part of good research skills and project management. It's like having a filter that keeps the unreliable out and highlights what's really true. When you do this, your work becomes more credible and trustworthy, and you can confidently share your findings with others.